Okay.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Pathway podcast. You've got myself, Francesca. We've got Holly
Francesca.
over there too.
Hi, Holly, as well.
Hello.
And our special guest for today on our second episode, we have the lovely Jay from the Reslife Team. How are you doing?
Nice to see you two here. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for
welcome.
joining us. Yeah, no, we're delighted to have you with us today and to discuss all things life on campus. I suppose, Jay, we'll let you introduce yourself first. So tell us a little bit about you.
Sure thing. So my name is Jay. I'm a third year aerospace student here at Brunel, a final year. And I've been the lead Reslife ambassador for this last year for our team of Reslife ambassadors here for residences, or student living team as Brunel College. What do I do? So I manage a team of 20, and you might have seen them around in halls if you're living in halls this year. They usually come in, we check up on students. We're here to support your well-being, just to make sure you're all right. And you can come with us with any issues, personal, maintenance, just anything really. And we're there to help you out.
Wow, Jay, it's as if you had a script already. I love that.
No, I'm just very good at these things.
You've got Holly and I, I'm like assuming everybody knows us by now after the first podcast.
I hope so. I mean, we made a great impression.
So much. It was a really good first podcast.
But we're expecting better things this time around. So, so Jay, is this your first? So when you say you've just been heading up the team for the past year, this has been your first experience working as part of the Reslife student living team?
It has not. No, it has not. I've had quite the history with them. So let's take it back to first year. So in my first year, I did some volunteering for the student switch off campaign. It was a campaign that promoted sustainability, saving energy and water. And I did a lot of volunteering with them in my first year. And as part of this volunteering, I worked with the now called student living team. And we often did halls visits and we talked to students about these topics. In my second year, I was able to get the regular residence ambassador job, now called Reslife, due to the new rebranding. And I worked as RA for the whole of last year. It was a bit bumpy for sure with COVID. We had to adapt to the new online landscape, but it was a very fun job. And then this year I was able to get the lead role, or senior for those who have met us in past years, where I've been here. I don't get to go out as much. I'm more in the office doing admin work, but it's fun. I enjoy it.
Hey, did I just put a microphone there?
I do have a nice microphone, yes.
I love that. Where are ours, Francesca? We need to get in the game.
sorry, Holly, I'm slacking here. Wow, Jay, God, that is quite the journey then with the Reslife team. And how many of you are there in the team?
So it's been different each year. Right now we have 22 Reslife ambassadors and then 3 leads, including myself. In past years, we've had different numbers, but this is the team we're currently working with. As of right now, the Reslife ambassadors, they're divided into pairs. Each pair is covering at least one building. So you might be familiar with them if you've seen them around campus or during halls when they're doing their halls visits. Oh no, there goes my camera.
No, this is the word of Zoom. We can work with this, Jay. We know you're a real person. We know you're there.
you know I'm here, it's fine.
Wow, that's amazing that they're all in each halls though. At least you feel safe in that regard. Is there an introduction when you first move in, or do you just kind of introduce when?
So during welcome week or moving in week, we often do quite a few events just so a lot of students are aware of what we do, our presence, our work here on campus. Each hall should have some posters in their kitchens or outside in the main foyer with the faces of the 2 RAs that are responsible for that hall and a bit of what we do, our social media if they want to contact us. Yeah.
So, Jay, how many, this is poor form from me here, but how many actual halls are there across the campus?
How many actual halls? Good
Is
question. We
that,
have
Put him on the
have I gone
spot.
straight in there with the like?
37 halls is how many we have here at Brunel, housing up to 4,000 students. Yes.
God,
Jay, you've done your homework. I love this. No, we're in for a treat.
here we are.
So how would you say then your role? I know you're obviously there for the students, you're there supporting them, but what actually does that entail, Jay?
So during our training week, we got trained with a bunch of different topics, mental health first aid, fire safety. We were meant to get first aid training as well, but that's not happened as of yet. I think there's been a few complications this year.
Holly could lead the first aid training for you, Jay.
Could, it could.
We're on it.
Customer
We've got our
service training. Customer service training. We had what was it? The diversity and inclusion training. We had quite a few things. Just we're there basically as a professional friend to the students. If they want to reach us with any sort of questions, we're usually there to build a rapport with students, so they're, if when time comes, they're more comfortable telling us about any issues they may have, any problems they might be facing, whether that's personal, academic, any other, if it's with their friends, their flat, maybe relationship problems, and then we can do our best to handle it. And if we can't, we usually just signpost them to the correct department. Yeah.
Amazing. And that's great that you have such a great opportunity to do all this training. I mean, you can take that on later on in life as well. So yeah, build up your CV in that respect. But no, that's insane. I didn't realize that you had that much training involved. So no, it was
You're
really
more
good
qualified than us, Jay.
We'll come to you.
Thank you. Just recalling a few more. I think there's the sexual health training as well, which here are residences. We're one of the few places in town actually that we hand out the C card scheme, which you might be aware of it. It's a scheme for under 25s where they can get weekly allowance of condoms and other sexual health products, and we can register you. And we can give out all those products here at residence's office, and only us. As part
not
of our
in the
team.
Student union, or whereabouts would you?
No.
Oh no.
So we're based in
no.
we're based in Concourse office. It's on the other side of campus, divided by the road, near Isambard, near those buildings.
Where hip hop
Residents. Yeah.
So that's for another time,
drop.
Jay. Sorry, I'm going off topic.
It's for another
right,
time.
back
It's for
to the
another
C
time.
card.
Put a pin in that. We'll revisit that topic later. Yeah, so here, the main residences staff, the contracted employees here, they do not have the training to give out, only us do. So students, if they are interested, they can come in from 5 to 8, which is when we're on shift and the office is open, and they can register with us and pick up their weekly allowance of these products if they're interested, which saves a lot of money. And yeah.
Amazing.
And
how would students actually then contact you?
So how will they contact us? So the main way they can contact us is either through Instagram or email, or just popping into the office. We'll be here as well. Our Instagram is at brunel.ras, and our email is acrora2@brunel. Let us say that, okay? That's the best way they can contact.
No.
It does not. Yeah, so in past years, we've had our own office, but this year we're based in the main concourse office with the rest of the residences staff. We're here from 5 to 10, and students can contact us and just walk into the office, and if they wish to speak to us. We can arrange flat meetings as well if students need to, or visits as well. If a student needs to speak to us individually, they can book a one-to-one meeting with us, or we can go there and speak to them in person.
Oh, that's amazing that you're there for the students like that. And would you say now, obviously, I mean, during COVID, did you still do sort of flat meet or go to the, the halls and meet students in person? How did that work?
So we did not. So with COVID restrictions, it was we had to change everything to the online landscape. It was quite the challenge because this job is very in-person focused. So it was very, very interesting to see that. And that was something I worked heavily on last year. Like a lot of my initiatives were able to bring a lot of engagement in the online aspect. But no, we did not have in-person visits. We still had some fun meetings. We had daily call calls where anyone could join if anyone needed to speak to us. These were not very popular regulated last year because students didn't really know how to reach out or that they could even do so. Or
Yeah.
most times they were just at home and didn't really need that extra support. This year we definitely had a lot of engagement from these in-person halls visits. I'm sure a lot of our ambassadors have built some really good reports. I've had some really good feedback from students and from the ambassadors from these visits. So I'm glad it's working out well this year.
Well, I'm going to have to do some digging with our students and see if they know a Jay from the Reslife
Oh,
team.
they might not. I do not leave my office usually. I do miss out. I do miss out on the more in-person aspect, but it is the downside that comes with this role. It's the trade-off, more responsibilities, more hours, but less person-to-person rapport with students.
You're keeping the show on the road, Jay. That's what you're doing. So I suppose then that probably brings us to the benefits of living on campus, because I think that's one of the great things about Brunel. It's a campus uni. So, I mean, again, I'm probably stating the obvious here, but what are the benefits of living on campus?
Well, one thing that we were discussing earlier, Brunel is a very campus-centered university. It's all in the same place. It's not like other cities where the university is dispersed. The university campus is dispersed all over town. It's all in one place. So it's very easy to get around. It's easy to get to where you want with little to no time. Every building is about 2 to 5 minutes away, the ones that you will need. I know for first years, especially living on campus, they're usually placing the halls closer to where they have lectures. So near the lecture center, near whichever building they usually tend to have lectures in. So it's you have to walk no more than like 2 minutes to get to your lectures usually. It comes with other sides, which is the university experience, which is living in halls in first year. It's very fun. You get to meet a lot of new people who are being thrown into the chaos with you. They have no idea how to live alone usually. And it tends to, whilst it's overwhelming for a lot of students at first, you tend to make really good bonds and friendships with these people because you're being not forced, you're being made to face the struggle together almost, and you learn with all of these experiences. And then
Definitely.
it has some other just more nuanced benefits. You free water, you don't have to pay for water, utilities, electricity, internet.
It's all included in the rent,
It's all
isn't
included.
It makes a difference.
You can
Especially at the moment,
get
we won't go into the cost of living at the moment. No,
No.
let's not. We'll swerve that one.
Yeah.
I will say,
I'll get
however,
Martin Lewis on next. Then
Yeah.
I will say cost of living. If you're living alone, which is most often the case in your first year because you do not know other people, you do tend to live on campus, and it is the best for your money here in the area for sure. As you tend to make more friends, there is the option to living off campus, and Brunel accommodation do provide some off-campus accommodation as well. Student housing, which usually are made in deals with certain landlords. And these ones are usually more affordable, but they have the downside that it's not immediately on campus or close to campus. So you do sometimes have some commute, but it does tend to be cheaper. That is an option a lot of students in their second and third year do opt for.
oh, definitely. I mean, Holly, you were on campus for first year, weren't you?
Yeah, definitely. And I just want to reiterate like the importance of that experience for me. It was such a great way to meet new people. And as you said, you don't really want to say forced, but you've been put
You
into
are.
this situation where you know nobody and you've just got to learn to live with new people. And you're all in the same boat. You're all trying to figure it all out. Even trying to learn how to use a washing machine was a struggle for me, but I got there in the
Phones
end.
in there, Holly, or did you manage to?
Yeah, I had a few phones home to my mum, but we got there in the end. But no, that's the thing. Like you're all in this together, and you're all trying to learn from each other, and actually, it sets you up well for your second and third year because you've learned to live with these people that you already know then that you can live with them for the second and third year if you want to go into flat sharing. You've already been through it. I think it was such an amazing experience to be living on campus. You can just roll out of bed. I wouldn't advise it, but if you are running late, it's literally across the road. So no, it was insane. And I think it can be daunting, obviously, for our students, especially those who are traveling from abroad. But you've got so many people there to reach out to, especially obviously the ambassadors are there as well. So even if you don't feel comfortable with your next door neighbor, then this is really to explain to you that you do have help available, and that's what we're here for, to support you and encourage that growth. So yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed living on campus.
No, it's
We
definitely quite the
we couldn't
experience.
plug it enough, Jay. No, we
Yeah.
and I think as well, I think it's interesting because I think obviously you're not expected to get on with everyone who you live with. But I remember from my experience as well, the RA team, or the equivalent, the Reslife team, they would put on events within the halls, and then you could meet other people. And now I've got lifelong friends who I met who didn't necessarily live with me. I don't know what that says about me, but who were also in my halls. And so it's a great way to obviously broaden horizons. And I think, but the biggest pro, as Holly said, rolling out of bed, 9 a.m.s, no problem at all.
Is.
You know,
We're not encouraging it at all. I think just even the
But it's
independence.
nice. It's nice. Oh, the
Yeah,
independence for sure. Yeah.
honestly, just learning to live on your own, that's a lifelong skill that you'll have, and to learn it at such a young age is a great opportunity. Yeah, I definitely learned a lot about myself, habits that I needed to nip in the bud, and obviously learn how to cook as well. But
And I think coming
cool
to
thing
that
called
as well,
adulting, whatever that is.
yeah,
coming to that as well, just living on campus, or in at university, not staying at home, it does give you a lot of freedom, like a lot of time and place to just discover yourself, know what you like, know a bit more about yourself, certain things that maybe you couldn't do at home. It's a great place to do that, really. I know back at home in Portugal, so a lot of people do just stay on at their parents' house for university. They just tend to commute. It's easier to commute than, because most universities there don't offer residences, don't offer campus. So they have a lot of just that experience. They commute to university, and that's what mostly everyone does. And seeing that difference, people my age, they wouldn't be used to living by themselves right now. So it's a very big advantage that here at Brunel they do offer. It gives you that opportunity to live by yourself, not
The
being reliant on your
independency as
parents.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, for
for
sure.
sure. So now, Jay, I'm going to have to put you on the spot here. Are you, oh, I suppose, are you, no, you are allowed because you're a current student. Are you part of any sports clubs or societies on campus?
There's so many. I am quite, no, yeah. In terms of membership to societies, I have quite a few. I think you need more than a few hands to count them.
How do you
Whether
find
I'm,
the time?
good question. No comment. No, so for my first year, definitely that was societies has been one of the best ways of making friends. A lot of friends that I have till this day have been made through societies. Club wise, sports clubs, I always wanted to stay more active, but I didn't find the time to do so in first and second year because of scheduling. But I did find the time in this year, which has been great fun. In terms of societies, I'm in a few. So the most prevalent ones. So I'm gonna plug them in because I run them.
Love it.
So there's the Dungeons and Dragons Club, which is a tabletop board game, fantasy for people who like to role play and just to have fun generally. It is, most people just use it as therapy to explore themselves and tackle on some problems they're having. It is just a good game. It's fun to just play along.
Yeah, I'd love to
I'm
say that I knew about Dungeons and Dragons, but maybe I'm going to
No
have to come
worries.
along to one.
No worries. It's very fun. It's very fun. I'm also the founder and current chair of the Lego Society.
Holly's
Gas.
there, Holly's there.
Amazing.
So it is not just a little fan club for people who like Lego. How I've been trying to build it up. It's more of a society for those who are interested in STEM that maybe haven't been able to have that experience nowadays, because a lot of people tend to go into different areas, not related to STEM, but still kind of wish they do participate in some of those. I've managed to get the full endorsement from the engineering department for the society. So we have a bit of everything. So
This isn't the Lego Society anymore.
It's a bit more. It's the Lego Society, but it encompasses so much more.
Oh,
Wow.
sorry, Jay. Oh, I was like, hang on a minute. We were talking about Lego, and now we're on to something, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
serious STEM topic here. But we're
Because we use basically Lego, the products, as an intermediate to tackle a lot of these STEM issues. So like robotics, construction, physics, a lot of these issues. We just tackle all of them using Lego because it's something you can do. They provide us these building blocks and these components, electrical components that just are very easy to get into. Anyone can get into, and it's such a good experience for people to. They really enjoy it. They like getting back into STEM. It's fun.
and
And
Jay, you set up the Lego Society.
I did.
So
Wow.
you approached the student union and you
I
said
did
to them,
everything. I
look,
approached the engineering department. I spoke with a lot of staff and people to make this happen. Yeah.
God,
that's
you must be
incredible.
famous on campus. The amount of initiatives that you've put in place, I'm very impressed.
I'm
I
doing quite a bit. Yeah.
no,
We've been lucky to
honestly,
pin you down today.
yes, very. I
Um,
actually did a bit of homework before coming on here and saw that there are actually over 100 societies available, and I did write down a few, and Lego did make my list, so I was very impressed with that. But there's so many different ones available. Like I was so impressed. I mean, even the fact that there was like drum and bass. There's a
Ooh.
drum and bass society and chess. I've never played chess in my life, but I'm sure it's a
you
really great
seen
club.
the Queen's Gambit? That's all you
Yeah, I
need.
was literally about to say Queen's Gambit-esque. Like, yeah, it's fashionable again. It's cool to play chess.
I'll have to learn.
No, for sure. There's tons of different societies and clubs. Club-wise, I think there's about 50 sports clubs and then about like 120 societies. Not all of them are active, I do want to say, but it's definitely a great place to meet people. A lot of these societies are international, so like cultural societies. So, for example, in my case, one that I do sometimes go to events and I do enjoy interacting with people from is from the Portuguese society. I get to meet with people from back home, basically here, and it's
And
so
Jay, do
good to
you eat
see.
those gorgeous Portuguese tarts?
They're very
I'd love
good.
to pronounce them. Is it pasta de nata? No,
Pastel nata.
pasta de nata. Oh, delicious. No,
They're
no,
very
there's
good.
Won't
far more. There's
attempt
far
it.
more to the Portuguese society than that, I'm sure.
And one thing I kind of did when I came to university, which may be controversial, I tried my best not to interact with people from Portugal, for example, because I wanted to get better sense of the international culture that we have here at university. And I felt like relying on people from back home here, whilst it is good, it's good to have that building blocks, those building those core beliefs and
Support.
culture here.
Yeah,
It is very important to just branch out and not stay within that because there's so much different cultures and so many different people you can meet. If you restrict yourself to just those people, you don't get to meet. You waste a bit of your time here at universities, what I find, because there's
yeah,
so much different stuff to meet and know.
definitely. I think just on the back of that, the benefits of it as well, though, like there's quite a few students that experience homesickness, and these societies are a great way
They are,
to
they are.
connect with your culture and actually have that sense of belonging. Not to say you can't find that anywhere
No,
else,
of
but it,
course.
it is there, which
It
I think,
is. It is.
yeah, it's
It
really
is.
important.
It is really
Um,
important to have that, but I think it is still important to branch out a bit, not to
100%.
restrict yourself in that sense.
There's
No,
a
for
balance,
sure.
isn't there? I think
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes you're seeking those home comforts and you need, but then at the same time, you only, I think, but one of the key themes here is just growth, isn't it? We're we're
just
broadening
develop
our
yourself.
horizons.
Oh, that's amazing. No, it's great. And also the sports clubs. Do you have to buy a membership
Yeah.
for the sports club?
So
Okay.
how Brunel works is actually one of the best universities when it comes to that. Most universities you have to pay for each sport because that pay comes as like a sort of insurance, just to make sure if anything goes wrong, you have that insurance to cover you. At Brunel, you only have to pay a flat 30 to 40 pounds worth of sports membership, and that insures you for all sports clubs.
Wow.
And you can join any of them. So for free after that. In my case, I'm doing archery this year, and it's very fun.
And how's that going?
Good, yeah. I haven't been able to go as much as of recently because of academic responsibilities, but it's very fun. It's a very chill sport. It's a sport that anyone can get into, even people who are blind or missing a limb. They can get into archery. It's the most accessible sport out there, and it's just very relaxing. And you don't need the muscle physique to really do it. It's very low requirements, but it's a nice sport. The committee is very nice. The members are very nice as well. I enjoy it.
Jay, I want to, so obviously you're an archery pro, but are you involved in any of the active Brunel sessions? Because this is what I'm always plugging to the students. I'm saying, if you want to just try any sport, whether it's yoga, netball, quick cricket, volleyball,
they're all Francesca's favourites.
Yeah. The students don't go, it's just me there.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, so do you get involved in any of those, Jay, at all?
I have in first year. I haven't done much since. I am aware it exists. It's a very good program. It is, like you said, it gives opportunity to students to try out something new, like sports related or health related, and it has quite a few different programs and activities you can do for sure. I think the biggest thing is most people don't know about it. I feel like that's the biggest thing about it. Most people know about the clubs, but they don't know about this other program, the Active at Brunel program. So I think it's mostly that.
Well, we're getting it out there now.
We're getting it out there.
I'll do it. I think, if it's there, why not try something new?
Exactly.
It's the time to branch out and extend your skills. So yeah, I would highly recommend it.
Right, I'm signing Holly up for tomorrow's
yeah, yoga. There we go. I can do that.
I think it's definitely more important, which is what happens to me. I definitely attended some of those sessions in first year, which is still whilst you're discovering yourself, seeing what you like. And then as the years go by, you tend to stick to certain clubs, activities, and don't tend to branch out as much, which is a shame, but it is kind of what happened to me. So I do get the mentality of other students as well in that regard, but it is a very good program out there, and it gives you so much of a chance to try out new things. It's great.
Oh, Jay, I don't think you're busy at all. We could get you involved.
In a few weeks' time, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
Just thinking about other ways that we could then, how students can get involved within the student community. Obviously, we've got the student union, we've got the sports club societies, which are incredible. And obviously at the disposal as well, campus uni, it's all on your doorstep at Brunel. Brilliant. What more could you ask for? I suppose, we maybe should cover more of the academic side, maybe, not too much because but I suppose, Jay, out of interest, were you ever a student rep or student ambassador?
I was not. I was never a student rep or student ambassador.
At the same time, you're the equivalent of that within the Reslife team. But I think it's another great way to actually get involved within the student community, but finding out more about what's actually, from a Pathway College perspective, our student reps and ambassadors get to actually see what's going on behind the scenes in a way, and getting involved, and as well, it's a great way to enhance the student voice, and hear from, at the end of the day, it's the student voice that's driving how we're working, how we're going to improve. So no, I think it's another great way to actually enhance your time living on campus. Get involved.
I fully agree.
Be a student rep, be a student ambassador. It has nothing to do with the fact that I try and recruit them every semester.
We've had great student ambassadors, and they make our work life so much more enjoyable as well, especially when it comes to registration. You've got those students there who bring so much energy and they're keen to learn. Yeah, they're great help, honestly, and I think we've been able to build a rapport with them. We're aware of who they are, we know their interests, and it's a great way to build that relationship and also meet other students who are student ambassadors as well. I thoroughly enjoy registration with our student ambassadors. It's a lot of fun, and you might even get a lunch with it sometimes as well.
Oh, what I've done for free food.
Yeah.
A lot of these activities.
I promise students the world when it comes to pizza. Trust me, Holly and I have done that multiple occasions.
We
one
love
thing that
pizza.
one thing that you two might enjoy learning about. A lot of the student reps in most courses are students who've been at Pathway College, and then when they continue on to Brunel, they're already adapted. They already know their ways around, and they're the ones who usually put themselves forward to become a student rep.
Oh,
And
we
year
found that,
ones,
Jake, not only student reps, but ambassadors as well. It's so lovely when you're walking around campus and you see them in the blue hoodies. And I thought, oh, they were involved with us at the college, and now there they are, sort of taking around groups of prospective students, showing them around the campus. Oh, well, I feel like a proud mum.
Oh no, it is great. And I think as well, having that community available to you as well, they've been through the college, they know what it's about, and now they're with the university, and yeah, they're pros by the sounds of it.
Oh, I
they
have
are
to
for
say
sure.
though, about the student community, I think that's one of the things that we're really trying to build upon now after COVID and the world of Zoom. It's sort of trying to get back that feeling, that sense of belonging. I think a lot of students have started their sort of uni career all online, and now it's sort of trying to get them involved in the face-to-face aspect of being a student again. I mean, Jay, how have you found that? Have you noticed a big difference with now things are slowly returning to normal? Does there feel like there's more of a community? I mean, the
I
quad,
think
every time
so.
I walk past there now, I'm thinking,
Full,
people?
full. Not even before COVID, it was that full.
Really? Oh, well, so we're coming back with a vengeance then, are we?
I think we are, but it does make sense. I do feel super bad for current year 2 students. They started their first year, which is usually their most fundamental year when it comes to social engagement online, and now they're being thrown in. A good part of first term was online for them as well, and they're just being thrown in, having expected to know everything about university, but in actuality, they're almost as new as freshers, really, when it comes to these things. And I do know a lot of these second year students are struggling because they haven't made friends. They haven't been acquainted with a lot of course mates because of just the unfortunate situation of COVID. But I definitely hope, and I definitely do see it as things start to open back up, as in restrictions have been lifted. Things are much better now. So I do see a lot of these students start getting back into it and making these connections.
Amazing. That's good to hear. It can be daunting, as you said, having to branch out from being online this whole time. But that's why you're there. That's why we're here, and we really want to get back to that sense of normality where you do have that freedom and independence to go out. But yeah, we'll get there eventually.
We will. We're ready to party, Jay. That's all it is. We're ready to party with the students. If you can't beat them, join them.
With pizza.
So I suppose in terms of then keeping up to date with what's going on in the Reslife team then, Jay, this is where we get down into the nitty-gritty parts of social media, okay? Because I've seen that you're a little bit of a dab hand when it comes to social media posts. You made a few cameos on the Reslife Instagram page, haven't you, Jay?
I have. I don't get to be there as much as I did last year when I was just one of the lackeys. But no, definitely this year I do make some appearances. It's very fun. We work as a team to make a lot of posts to support students and well-being, some just more interesting ones like the language posts where we share
Oh, I think we've got
phrases in different languages. We have some sustainability posts and recent.
So where you're there, Jay, but this is the podcast world. Anything can happen on live TV.
So yeah, just coming back to that. So we have a few well-being posts. We have some like cultural posts, like the language ones. We have some sustainability, eco-friendly posts. We've been branching out a bit now. We've been doing a bit of what do we have? Studying and tips for studying and revising, maintaining calm, good attitudes to have during that. Some recommendation posts where just some people from our team recommend some just content from books to shows to anything really, to show that we are humans. We do have our own passions and interests as well.
So would you say?
Sorry, Francesca. I was just wanted to get in there. The one about golf. Are you now a pro at golf?
Am I a pro at golf? So we've been doing some skits, some bits to advertise our talent show that we're doing at the end of this year. Auditions are now open till the 8th. You can just
Brunel's
send us
Got
a
Talent,
clip.
is this?
Brunel's Got Talent, it is, yes. You can send us your audition clip to our email or to our Instagram. It is open till the 8th. Top 10 will be invited to perform live at the Arto building on the 31st of May, and you can expect a sizable prize if you win.
Oh, that's a challenge.
That sounds
It is.
intriguing, Jay.
We've had some very interesting entries from people playing the piano and singing to showing off some of their physical prowesses. It's been very interesting to see these auditions. But yeah, as part of our campaign to advertise it, we've done some skits, which is just us as a team showing off our talents. They're very edited, very fake, but it's just meant to be funny. And yeah, the one that you did mention, Holly, was me taking this very good golf shot and making this impossible shot in one swing.
Wow. I mean,
All
I'm
in
so
one.
impressed.
So Jay,
Oh.
is Instagram then is that the main way if students want to keep up to date? I mean, I'd say that Instagram's probably one of the main platforms that our students use to keep up to date with Pathway College events and activities. I'm assuming that's the same for the Reslife team.
It is. We do have other social media as well, like TikTok, Twitter, that's not very used. Twitch as well, when we do some streams, some games nights. It's that streaming platform. So we do
Learning
some
new
games
things.
nights. Yeah, exactly. We do games nights. We do sometimes interviews, like the one we're doing now, just live on Twitch.
Oh, we
Things
need to
like
get
that.
a Twitch account. I'm loving this.
Holly, it would only be you and I chatting away with me.
Watch this space. Twitch is happening.
I love that, Jay. And actually, one of the things that I thought was really good that you do cover on your social media, you have meals in minutes.
Meals in Minutes, yeah, it's Chloe's
Everyone
series.
needs that, regardless if you're a student. Quick, easy meals. And is that actually so? I saw one of the girls leading one of these videos. Are they all part of the Reslife team, or have you got students involved?
No. The girl leading it is one of our leads as well. Her name is Chloe, and she has a passion for that little project of hers. She goes home, she films a batch of these cooking episodes. They tend to be very, very quick and easy recipes, and very recipes anyone can really do. I know we've had some vegetarian, some halal options as well in there, which are good for really any students, and they are made in minutes. Is it minutes? Some of them might take a bit longer. How many minutes
are we talking here, Jay? You know,
some of them could be simple to like 10, 20 minutes. Some of them might need a bit more time to cook, to like 40, for example. It really depends on which.
Ham sandwich, we're talking 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. But maybe
how long it takes you
like
to make it.
If you're cooking a nice risotto, maybe a bit more. Maybe a bit more.
I think Francesca needs to watch these videos. She might need some cooking tips by the sounds of it.
Does it only take a couple of minutes to make a ham sandwich?
10 minutes of butter in the bread. Oh, I'm nearly there.
As you can see, Jay, we need to take note here. I love it. I'm grouping Holly and that's what we'll be pros. Chloe will show us the way.
I'm sure she'd be delighted to. And nutrition is very important. That's not something you should miss out. Living in halls, you have way more freedom, but that is something a lot of students often tend to neglect. But you have to keep yourself healthy physically and mentally here at university, and you can't fall behind on those things.
Well, it's a new skill, isn't it, as well, that having that independence. I didn't start cooking for myself until I got to university, and then it was like, right, okay, what do I do? Yeah. So that's great that there's these tips available. I will definitely be watching those videos. I still need tips now. I
suppose with food on the mind, that brings us to probably the best sort of topic we could discuss is what can we eat on campus? So Jay, I know because we're not exactly a pillar of health when it comes to options on campus for food, are we?
We have a few options. It's not as much as some other university campuses have, and town is right over there, and I know the delivery system is very good. But here on campus, what do we have? So we have the main restaurants: Subway, Jalapalo upstairs, Tortilla, and Izzy's Pizzeria.
So you have Tortilla. That's relatively new, isn't it?
That is relatively venue. It opened when did it open? Around November, December time.
We'll take your word for it.
We were invited to inauguration. That was fun. We got invited to it. We got to try out the tortillas as the first students here on campus, and they are pretty good.
And I can vouch for the naked burritos as well. If you don't want all the, the full shred, because it's quite messy eating a burrito. That's what I've
I
discovered.
think it's messy if you don't know how to eat it.
Oh, Jay.
There's a way around it.
She needs a video to watch.
No, that was my lunch today. It was quite good. And it's not even too expensive. And I know some of the large burritos, for example, they've lasted me for 2 to 3 meals, which is very good for the money.
How big are these burritos, Jay?
Pretty sizable. They're like this big.
I mean, we've got lots of coffee options as well on campus,
do?
I feel. Yeah, we've
Do
got
you want a little
We've
quiz?
got a Starbucks.
No. How many places on campus serve Starbucks coffee? Do you know?
Serve
is this a quiz
Starbucks?
question?
Starbucks coffee.
I'd like to think just Starbucks, but I'm
I want to
assuming.
say one.
Put us out of misery, Jay.
We have 3 places. So we have Locos serves Starbucks coffee. We have the Whistle cafe, which is in the sports center, and we have the other cafe in the Eastern Gateway. That's 3. And then we have Costa as well, 1966 here on campus, which is known for its infamous study spaces. It has very nice chairs and tables.
Caffeine and study, perfect mix. I mean, I think we definitely needed a lot of coffee options on campus.
There's more coffee shops as well. There's the one, you have the coffee machine in Costcutter, our local groceries / supermarket. And you also have the coffee shop, the one in the lecture center. A bit more expensive, but it pays off in quality.
Of course.
Lovely space as well, I feel, Jay.
It is
also
very
good
nice.
study space.
Very good study space as well.
I love that. But like you said, though, we've obviously got options on campus, but Uxbridge is only a stone's throw away, isn't it? So my personal fave is, have you tried Kokoro?
Of course.
Love Kokoro. Although I have to say, Subway being on campus, I'd never had a Subway until I started working here. I'm thoroughly impressed with it. It's ready in minutes and you can pick what you want.
It's a sandwich. Ham sandwich. Takes 5 to 10 minutes to make.
I love that.
I'm out of here, guys. That's me out.
Yeah. And one thing they do have here on campus, I think it's just it's the app from Tasting. I can look it up here on my phone, but you can get delivery from any of the restaurants on campus straight to your door, for usually free of charge.
Even better.
It is even better. Uni Food Hub. That's the name of the app.
Oh, so that's great. You can order from any of the restaurants or cafe. Is it just restaurants?
It's just the restaurants, yeah.
Right.
To any place on campus, here in the office, here in your office as well, anywhere. I mean, you could just get it delivered anywhere usually.
Holly, what have we been doing?
I know. When it's raining, I can just order it to the front door.
I love that. So we've covered all things food. Don't worry, guys. I was about to say that's a wrap, but I'll save that.
Oh, amazing.
But I feel like we've done a good sort of overview whistle stop tour of life on campus at
Whistle
Brunel.
Stop. That's a cafe.
I'll come with more puns next time, guys.
Yeah, if you could.
Oh, Jay, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you talk all things life on campus today with us.
Of course. And if you're interested in more life on campus, in a few weeks' time, in the last week of the accommodation period, from the 30th of May to the 3rd of June, there's going to be the big campus catch-up event, which is this collaboration between many of the university departments, the union, us, student living, some other people as well. We'll be having a week full of events for students. Now that lectures and exams will be over.
Amazing.
it'll be great. And that's when Brunel's Got Talent will be held as well. So
Yeah,
definitely
that
look
final
forward to
little-
that.
I'm
And on
definitely
that
down for
note, guys, oh,